Hi, this is Clark with Commander Tilt. Just a little bit about my channel. I've created many Commander budget decks, and the goal of this deck, or the goal of this competition, is to play the decks against themselves with the hopes of figuring out which decks are the best and strongest. It's a best of 3 competition, but I never film the first match. I only film the second or third. And I don't tell you who won the first match, so that it will be a surprise if the winner of the match that's videoed moves on. So today we're going to be featuring Thantis the Warweaver versus Isperia the Supreme Judge. The Thantis deck is my newest commander deck. It's a Jund deck, and I saw the deck tech on Commander's Quarters, and I thought it was so interesting. I actually call it my $3 Thantis deck sometimes, because when I saw the deck tech, I realized I had virtually every card necessary to build the deck except just a few, and of course I tweaked it some, but I only spent about $3 to build the entire deck, so that's why it's not a sleeved deck. No sense in protecting a $3 commander deck. The Isperia deck is my oldest deck. It was the very first deck I built, and it's the only one that I still have around from that long ago. It's a pillowfort deck, and it's a little bit of a Sphinx tribal deck, so the finisher is the sphinxes, and I really have a fun time playing that deck, and it usually does really good. That's why I haven't taken it apart, even though it's one of my first decks, because it's surprisingly effective. So I hope you enjoy the gameplay today. It's an interesting match, and we'll see you next time.
Oi, this is Crash the Blood-Braided. Ye might be wondering why I be speaking right now. In case ye don't know, Thantis the Warweaver is a bloody giant spider. But spiders just do not talk. So when it came time to decide who was going to narrate the battle, we had to draw straws. There's only 3 creatures who can talk in this entire whole army. Thrashing Brontodon and acidic slime were right out. It came down to myself, Fumiko the Lowblood, and Philip, that elvish mystic bugger that's always blathering on about the weather. So, as ye might have guessed by now, I lost the draw. So here I am. I'll be narrating this battle, and I do hope we win.
My name is Esoma Edozayad, one of Azor's Elocutors, and acting bailiff for the Supreme Judge Isperia of Ravnica. My duties here are as follows: maintain order and security for the judge, jury, witness, and defense. Announcing the arrival of the honorable judge, call witnesses to the stand, present the oath of fealty to all witnesses before their testimony can be taken, provide administrative support to the judge and jurors, stock courtroom supplies, take custody of the offenders, and close the court by announcing the departure of the judge.
Thantis' opening hand was Treasured Find, Cathartic Reunion, Explosive Vegetation, Putrefy, 2 swamps, and a forest. Isperia's open hand was Cyclonic Rift, Indestructibility, Immolating Glare, Azorius Guildgate, New Benalia, Plains, and an island. Isperia won the die roll. Let's get started.
All rise! The First Circuit Court of Ravnica is now in session. The Honorable Supreme Judge Isperia presiding.
You may be seated.
The defense has secured turn to a frog. Playing an Azorius Guildgate, the defense rests.
For our turn, we'll draw Languish. Then I'll drop a forest and pass the turn.
The defense shall play an island. Then the defense rests.
For our turn, we'll draw the card Search for Tomorrow. We'll drop a swamp, and we'll pass the turn.
The defense has secured Meandering River. We shall play New Benalia as our evidence, scrying Sageri Step. We bottomed this piece of evidence, and the defense shall rest.
I don't know why we didn't play Search for Tomorrow right away. For our turn, we'll play a swamp. Then, tapping all our mana, we'll play Search for Tomorrow. We'll fetch up a mountain, putting it onto the battlefield untapped, and then we'll pass the turn.
The defense untaps and has secured the juicy piece of evidence known as propaganda. The defense anticipates stymieing the prosecution with propaganda for the rest of the case, and the defense rests.
For our turn, we'll play the land Foul Orchard. Then we'll tap all our mana for explosive vegetation, searching up a swamp and a forest. He's going to the battlefield tapped, and we'll pass the turn.
The defense untaps. Our evidence is the witness Etherling. We shall secure for our defense planes, and being a blue player, completely untapped, the defense rests.
For our turn, we draw the card Snag. Counting up our mana, we decide to play the great bloody spider herself, Thantis the Warweaver. Then we'll pass the turn.
The defense has secured a tranquil cove. This is a land of great interest, and we shall play it, securing a life.
Can someone please help me? I'm lost. I can't find where I'm supposed to be. This is so scary. Help me. Help me.
I'm sorry, this is a closed session. Flibblethip, you must make your exit immediately. The defense rests.
It takes us a minute to count up all our mana, and for our turn, we'll tap it all for the wee card, Captive Audience. Moving to combat, we decide to swing Thantis the Warweaver. We forgot about that card Propaganda, but we might decide to let it pass.
Objection! The defense shall play Immolating Glare, targeting Thantis the Warweaver.
And with that, we'll pass the turn.
On upkeep, Captive Audience triggers, and we must make a choice. The defense has decided to select the third option to create 5 zombies for each of our opponents.
Being a defensive deck, we have no worries giving our opponent an army of zombies. For our turn, we shall play Prov, Spires of Order.
Prov is the home of the illustrious judge Isperia. I'm particularly fond of the quote, Prov, where much work is done to make sure nothing is accomplished. The next order of business, we shall call the witness Etherling, and the defense shall rest.
Untap, upkeep, draw. For our turn, we draw the card Trailblazer's Boots. Tap in 2 mana. Play the card Trailblazer's boots. It's a fantastic card.
And we'll pay 2 mana to equip the boots to one of the zombies.
Move into combat. We swing the zombie. It's got unblockable because of non-basic landwalk.
Objection! The defense shall play entrapment maneuver, destroying the zombie. Furthermore, we shall receive 2 soldier tokens. Next, we shall play swords to plowshares, targeting another zombie. We do all this to empty our hand.
And with that, we pass the turn.
The defense shall untap, and on upkeep, we shall select, changing our life total to 4. Being a blue player, our hand is our most important asset. Then the defense shall rest.
We draw a forest for our draw. We untap. We've got no upkeep triggers. So, we play the forest. Then, we'll equip a new zombie with the Trailblazer's boots. Then we'll tap 2 to get past propaganda, swinging the zombie unblockable.
Objection! The defense shall tap Prov Spires of Order, as well as the accompanying mana, declaring the zombie to do no damage. Untap, upkeep. This time we are forced to discard our hand. Next, we shall tap a blue mana to make the Etherling unblockable, as well as 1 mana to pump it +1/-1. And we attack, dealing 5 damage. The defense shall rest.
Untap. We've got no upkeep triggers. Our draw is Crash the Bloodbraided. Oi, I had no idea I'd be drawing me card. Next we'll tap the appropriate mana and drop Crash the Bloodbraided. Move into combat. We'll swing. We must tap 2 mana for propaganda. We must tap 2 mana for propaganda.
Objection! The defense shall tap Prov Spires of Order, as well as the accompanying mana, declaring the zombie to do no damage. The defense has secured the spell Peace and Quiet. Completely useless evidence in this case. Next, the defense shall tap 1 blue mana to make the Etherling unblockable. We shall also tap 2 mana, declaring the Etherling is +2/-2. And moving to combat, the Etherling does damage automatically because it is unblockable. And the defense shall rest.
Untap. For our draw, we get Savage Lands. Then we remember to untap. We'll cast Putrefy, targeting that booger, Aetherling.
Objection! The defense shall pay 1 blue mana and send the Etherling to the ether.
Bugger! I forgot about Aetherling's bounce ability. We put down the Savage Lands for our land drop for the turn. Moving to combat, we swing the zombie. He doesn't have the mana to stop the attack with Prov Spires of Order. The zombie connects for 2 damage. Then we'll pass the turn.
On instep, the Etherling returns to the battlefield. Untap, the defense shall receive the evidence marrow shards. Again, not useful evidence in this case. Next, the defense shall call upon the witness Etherling to become unblockable, as well as pumping it
+1, -1.
and sending it forth to the witness stand.
We deal 5 damage. And with that, the defense rests. Untap, upkeep, a draw is Diabolic Tutor. What a fantastic card. Of course, I decide to play Diabolic Tutor. Takes a minute for me to search through my wee deck, deciding to collect the card Kobold Wings. Then I pay the mana for Kobold Wings and attach it to Crash the Bloodbraided. Move into combat. We swing the zombie and Crash.
Objection? You forgot about propaganda.
And I have to recuse Crash from attacking.
The defense taps Prov Spires of Order, declaring the zombie does no damage.
And I'll pass the turn.
Untap, the defense has secured Heart of Light, another useless piece of evidence. We shall again tap a blue mana to make the Etherling unblockable. Then the witness shall be pumped
+1, -1.
moving the witness to attack. And the damage is unavoidable. But then the defense must rest.
Our draw for the turn is Hunter's Insight. We untap. Then, well, we forget to tap the mana for propaganda, but we've certainly got it. We swing the zombie and Crash the Bloodbraided. The zombie's got unblockable and Crash is flying. Not so sure I like this flying rig, but I've got to do it. They'll never take our freedom! And we connect for the victory! Albra! Gubra!
Well, there you have it. That's the end of the game, and Thantis won the match. No, wait a second there. I think I was a big part of the victory. Okay, sorry, Crash and Thantis won the match. And I can tell you now, the first match was maybe a little bit more interesting because Thantis was bounced back to my hand twice and cast from the command zone 3 times, so I could cast it a total of 5 times. The last time I cast it for 12 mana, and despite Thantis keep getting bounced, Thantis did win the first match, so there we go. Thantis has moved on to the second round. So I sure appreciate you watching this video. Next week we'll be doing Battle of the Eternals. We're talking Joda, Archmage Eternal, versus Brago, the Eternal King. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I sure appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.
Hey, Summer. How many Magic the Gathering players does it take to screw in a light bulb? I do not know. Oh, it's simple. It takes just 2. 1 to screw in the light bulb, and 1 to tell the other one he could have done it 2 turns faster.